if you put your faith in science, it's no different than putting your faith into some other religion that doesn't provide you direct experience with God. They want you to believe certain things, so you buy their products. Science as we know it in this world suppresses technology and knowledge because there's a business around selling drugs. There's a business around selling chemotherapy. There's a business around selling ADHD medication. And if somebody cures cancer, then all of a sudden what happens? They lose money. They lose all kinds of money. This money that's flowing in from the government. You guys need to know this. That science is biased when it comes to what's published and what's not published. And they do skew the data. They cherry pick the data. I'm telling you this as a fact. Regardless of what we're talking about, whether we're talking about medicine, physics, they suppressed battery technology for the longest of time. Oil companies did that, even education. All the way down the line. I was in college for a long time. I read a lot of articles. I saw many articles where they said, this proves that this is the case. And when you read the fine print, they're like, this has an effect size of 10%. Have you guys seen those drug commercials, guys? They list all the things that will happen if you take the drug, but they go, well, but it might cure your headaches. If you actually look at the data, you'll actually see in the stats that it has a 20% chance of making your headache feel a little bit better. And then it's got a long list of things that it does for you to screw up your life. That's why you don't need to put your faith in science as a religion. Science as a religion is blindly taking the advice of experts without looking at the evidence. That is the atheist religion. There's real science, and then there's the kind of science where this is the official truth. It's like Soviet Union science. Soviet Union science, the kind of science where this is what the experts say. Look to your direct experience. Use the scientific method yourself and discover if what they're saying is nonsense. This would have went a long way during that COVID pandemic if more people did that. We wouldn't have had the reaction that we had because people were buying into experts as a religion instead of looking at their data. Rant Jams looked at their data. You know why? Because he did that. He took 10 stats courses in college. I was like, here, show me the proof. Let's see it. I'm really interested. I want to see the data. Let's look at it. And that's the reason why science isn't my religion. It's because I use the scientific method and I look at the direct evidence for whatever it is. So when it comes to science, I'm letting you know that it's political, guys. If the paradigm does not match, if somebody proves 100% that God is real scientifically, if somebody's got a telescope out there and they see an interdimensional rift and God's face is right there going, hey, what's up? And tries to publish that article, it will get destroyed in peer review. Even if everybody else can look in the same spot and see God directly, that information will be suppressed. Why? Because it goes against all the products that they're trying to sell us. It's politics. Regardless of whether you're atheist or not, you cannot let the atheist religion run your world. I've read a lot of articles that were published that should have never been published, but they were only published because they agreed with the standing view. I've seen a lot of articles that were denied publishing. Why? Because they disagreed with the standing view, and they had a lot of evidence. Lots of evidence. So don't let that be your religion. When there's a crisis, experts come out, crawling out of the sewers. Believe me, believe me, believe me. The experts are coming out, telling you what to believe when we have a crisis, whether it be a healthcare crisis, education crisis, a war, whatever it is. It's very important for you to know that there's politics behind their science. There always is. And please be a scientist yourself and investigate. Investigate that. But when the rains come and you're threatened with the world's going to end, politicians are coming out there, experts are saying do this or that because the experts said so. That's no different than the Catholic Church back in the day who are taking people on crusades. Because you're not looking at the evidence. You're just looking at, do it. Why? Because I'm ordered to. No. please be at least as doubtful. If you don't believe in God, please be as skeptical to the experts as you are skeptical of God. Please. Please. If you can doubt them as much as you can doubt God, you will find God. If you doubt the experts as much as you doubt God as an atheist, you will find God. Because direct experience is the best path. Directly seek the truth. And don't let the atheist religion, not atheist as an idea, there's a difference. I totally love people who are atheists. I'm okay with that. But the atheist worldview religion is not reasonable. It's just listen to the experts and don't investigate yourself. That is a terrible religion. You're better off being a Scientologist. The atheist worldview is terrible. Why do I not believe in God? Because Stephen Hawking said this. Did you look in what Stephen Hawking had to say? Have you read his research? Why do we even bother having mass education? Let's just say that you're an atheist worldview. Why do we have kindergarten all the way up to 12th grade and then college and then all of that just for you to go, well, I'm not going to investigate it. Everybody here supposedly educated, vast majority, 99% or 90% of people graduate high school. Why do we go through all of that just to listen to what the experts say without doubting the information? The reason why we're educated, as Thomas Jefferson was saying, is that you can't have a democracy or a republic without an educated population. To doubt the experts. It's the most anti-American thing ever to just do what the experts say without looking into their information. And these people were Christian. They doubted the nonsense from the experts. And somehow they knew that God was real. That's something to think about. To the extent that science is a religion, it's very much so. Most people do not look into the data. Most people don't look into the evidence at all. And a lot of peer-reviewed articles get struck down simply because they don't fit the paradigm. And we talked about experts. If you take every contradiction in the Bible and you stack them all up and you throw them at me, compared to how wrong the doctors and scientists and politicians were in the last 3 years, it'd still be like 0.1%. Now, I don't care what political party you're in or what kind of science you subscribe to, but they were just making stuff up, guys.